instructional decisions. Now we've got to switch over to the effective use side of our equation. What we need is effective communication systems to deliver those results into the hands of the intended user in a timely and understandable way. Now, in our work at the Assessment Training Institute, the lessons we teach are about differentiating our communication systems in a manner that honors the information needs of those who are using assessment to support learning and the information needs of those using assessment to report learning or to verify learning. Now, this is an important distinction because we know from research literally conducted around the world that when communication or feedback is used to support learning, if it satisfies certain characteristics, it will do so. It will support learning in profoundly important ways. It's just that the attributes of that kind of feedback are different from the attributes of feedback intended for periodic reporting for accountability purposes. Both reasons for communicating are important, but they're different, and there are important lessons to be learned about the difference. And those are lessons that we build into the professional development program. So that's key number 4, effective communication. Now, we add a 5th quality control bubble, that is student involvement in the assessment process. And I can summarize the essential student involvement ingredients of number 5 by connecting it right back to each of the other keys. For example, key number 1 is about having a clear purpose. Well, sometimes our purpose is to inform the decisions that are being made by students. And so a question we must ask is the assessment in that context meeting the students' information needs? You've also, with regard to key number 2, already heard me advocate for student-friendly versions of the learning targets, which we share with our students from the beginning of the learning. With regard to key number 3, we can engage our students as partners with us during the learning. Now hear me on the verbs on this. In the creation and use of practice assessments like those that they're going to be held accountable for. And it turns out that when we engage them in that level of self-assessment, their achievement, motivation, engagement all skyrocket. And with regard to key number 4, we can engage them as partners in telling the story of their own journey to success, as partners in communication, for example, in the case of student-led parent-teacher conferences, which I think is the biggest breakthrough to happen in communicating about student achievement in the last 100 years. Hands down. It's a breakthrough idea. So all of these connect to key number 5, which is student involvement. And what we're trying to do here is to help students track, reflect on, and be able to communicate about their own learning progress as it's unfolding. It turns out that kind of involvement is immensely empowering, confidence building, and enhances students' achievement. So there you have our 5-part quality control framework. On the accurate assessment side, we need to start with a clear answer to the question why, start with a clear answer to the question what, generate an answer to the question how, therefore, should we assess, and then finally, on the effective use side, how should we communicate results, and when and how throughout the entire system can we involve students in the process in a manner that will enhance their learning. And within that quality control framework, the requirements that we impose throughout the system are, first of all of the assessments that we use throughout the system must arise from high quality visions of the meaning of academic success, clear learning targets. All of the assessments must yield accurate information. And all of the assessment users must understand how to use assessment both to support learning and to certify or verify that learning. Satisfy those requirements and we'll have productive assessment going on in our schools.